Hello everyone and welcome to the 9th round of the URL-GT3 Championship. We are in Belgium at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Mikko Korkiakowski took another pole in GT3 with a 2:16.8, some 4/10 in front of Reinhard Berger in his Audi. Peter Backus and Michael Klisch were in 3rd and 4th, and it's good to know that the numbers 2 to 6 were only spread by 2/10 of a second. Very close times, so let's have a look at the start of the race. Mikko Korkiakowski from the pole, he has a good getaway, and Florian Kutz in the green Porsche is looking for ways past Alex Scott. He goes around the outside. Small tap there from Nicolas Simic, creating some chaos into La Source. From behind the trees now we see Peter Backus and Sten-Mikael Olsen going side by side. Will they go side by side through Eau Rouge Radio? And they touch it, unfortunately. Also Michael Klisch goes off in Eau Rouge, and Florian Kutz we lose as well, unfortunately. On the right we have Tony Ukic slowing down, so let's hope he can fix his problem quickly. But the field is still quite bunched up, bit of room for everyone. Mikko Korkiakowski kept first place. We have Mando Liguori going off and being passed now also by Alex Scott. Florin Manolace and Avik Panexander will go through as well. Yes, they go up the inside, so Manlio, a costly mistake for him. Reinhard Berger is behind him, and then it's Nicolas Simic in the red Audi. He caused some mayhem into La Source, but everyone got away quite cleanly, I think. Oh, small move, small look from Craig Metcalf, but he has to settle for 11th for the moment. Nicolas Simic is approaching these guys quite fast, so he seems to have some good pace in that Audi. Can brake a lot later than Greg, who has to back out of it and now lost some speed going onto the straight. Nicolas Simic around the outside of Craig Metcalf, also around the outside of Manlio Liguori, going through the very fast right-hander. Really very nice move, a very nice move from Nicolas Simic, taking 2 positions in 1. Miguel Santiago Carao benefited the most from the mayhem at the start into La Source and Eau Rouge. He is up to 4th from 12th position, and you see Alex Funnell slightly going wide and Miguel taking his 3rd podium spot. Reinhard Berger and Mikko Korkiakowski are in front. But Alex Funnell clearly had some pace over Miguel, and he went through Eau Rouge quite a bit faster, and side by side they will go into Le Cube. Let's see, behind there we see Peter Backus, Sten-Mikael Olsen and Alex Scott, and Alex Funnell takes his 3rd position back. Let's see if Miguel can have a look into Brussels here. Alex Funnell has a superior pace at the moment, and Sten-Mikael Olsen is the leader of the chasing pack. Still in this two-way battle, Alex Funnell going a bit wide. Can Santiago Carao take advantage of that? It's not quite alongside, but now he is going through the S's here. Still side by side, but Alex Scott finds some more grip on the outside on the racing line, and he stays in front for 3rd position. Sten Mikkel Olsen and Peter Bacchus there going a bit wide, but those three guys clearly are benefiting. And this is still in lap 1, where we see Sten Mikkel Olsen passing Peter Bacchus, or almost at least, trying to make a move. So Peter Bacchus made it past Sten, I'm sorry, and let's see what happens here. We still have the battle of Miguel and Alex Funnel in front, so these guys might benefit from that and close the gap down. Nikola Simic down in 11th, superior pace through Radion, and he easily blasted by Magno Liguori, or Fabio Bartolai, sorry, for 10th position. Tony Ukic, we saw him slow on the Camel Straight in the opening lap, but he clearly got his problem solved and is picking up the positions one by one. Now he's up to 12th, taking that position from Avik Panexander. Sten Mikkel Olsen behind Peter Bacchus, but he has some good pace here down the straight. Will he be able to make a move? Has some big overspeed, so Peter Bacchus will have to watch out to not be swamped by Alex Scott behind them. But Peter seems to be staying quite close. So after the opening laps we have Mikko Korkiakowski in first position, keeping it from the pole. Reinhard Berger is chasing him. Couple of seconds between them. Then it's Alex Funnel, who in the meantime passed Miguel Santiago Carao. Sten Mikkel Olsen, Peter Bacchus and Alex Scott. We saw that battle. Let's see if there will be a pass here. Going through Blanchimont, going wide, very wide from Alex Scott. And through the new bus stop chicane to end the lap of Spa. 24 laps here around this circuit, so we will not make the 60 minutes here. So Alex Scott down in 7th through La Source. Then we have Greg Metcalf and Florin Menelace a bit further back. Then it's Tony Ukic already up in 10th, Fabio Bartolai in 11th. Nikola Simic now passing him again. Or at least he has to slot him behind. Avik Panexander and Florian Kutz are behind these guys. But and you might see them going 3 wide here. Avik, it's a small tap from Nikola, who couldn't control the car at that point, and has to slot him behind. Florian Kutz is 1 lap down from these guys after his big shunt through Radion in the first lap. He limped back to the pits and he's now in last position. But he qualified in 6th, so he clearly has some pace. Maybe he can get past these guys to unlap himself. Then it's a battle between Sandro Donadel and Magno Liguori for 14th and 15th position. 2 Italians in the Ferraris going at it here in Belgium. Weather is nice. That's quite fortunate for the drivers, because as they say, Spa doesn't have corners, it's just 19 adventures. Florian Kutz made it past these guys, so he will pick up the pace. Alex Scott now, having a look at Peter Bacchus, was already passed by Sten Mikkel Olsen, and he has some overspeed, so Radion seems to be the place to gain some time here and make the moves on Camel Straight. Peter Bacchus is not giving up though, and we see in the front as well Sten Mikkel Olsen getting past Miguel Santiago Carao, so he's dropping back a bit, down to 5th position now for him. It's slow through Prouhon. It doesn't have any room to have a look, but the Mercedes are looking very good here. Alex Van Looy in 3rd and Alex Scott in 6th, and you might see him move here from him. Peter Bacchus, as I said, not giving up, right behind him in the BMW. Blanchimont here, going a bit wide again, so very difficult corner of course, and Alex Scott takes out Miguel Santiago Carao, which puts Peter Bacchus now up to 5th behind Sten Mikkel Olsen. And this small incident between Santiago Carao and Alex Scott put them right into the hands of Greg Metcalf in the Audi. Let's see what happens here again. Starting another lap close to the wall, then through Eau Rouge, through Radion here, up the hill. And the passing car always seems to have that little bit of overspeed. Alex has to slot in behind for now, but he will have a look. Goes to the outside line, racing line, and overshoots the corner, has to go through the grass. So well, that's a good thing for Miguel. Has some breathing space, but Greg is right up his tail. Meanwhile, Tony Ukic was in 10th and he's now having a look at Florin Manolace, and he takes the position. Very nice. Big slide there from Peter Bacchus' teammate in the black BMW, and Florin Manolace in the Black Falcon Mercedes. But Greg Metcalf was also very close to Miguel, and it seems he's dropping further and further back, so I think we will see the exact same move from Greg here. Onto the racing line, there's little Miguel can do to defend here with the overspeed the Audi has. Staying close here, going into Bruxelles, very difficult corner, very easy to slide the car, lock up from Greg Metcalf, and very easy to understeer here, going wide. Very difficult set of corners going downhill. Now onto Prouhon. A bit one lap later, Miguel has some speed out of Blanchimont going into the bus stop, but he has to slot in behind. Small tap there, no harm done. Tony Ukic having a look at Alex Scott. He went off in Lecombe right here. Small tap from Tony Ukic. I think he will let Alex Scott slot in front of him. Yes, he does. So Tony will have to try again and take that 8th position. Tony is showing very good pace here, going up the field. You see Florian Kutz in the background, so he's lapping very quickly as well at the moment. And Alex Scott makes a mistake a couple of laps later, and Tony Ukic takes the position. Now it's Peter Bacchus chasing down Sten Mikkel Olsen, who has a big slide but manages to save it. Of course, he lost a lot of speed. It's a long straight, so Peter will side by side into the braking zone, Hard braking, a slide from Peter Backus to take 4th position, but he does. Up to 4th after his incident with Steen through Radion in the first lap. So Tony Ukic, as I said, good pace. Now already up the back of Greg Metcalf. Will he go around the outside? Now he has the inside for the next corner, and Greg Metcalf has to let him go. Up to 5th already. Now coming up to the round of pit stops. The important pit stop, Mikko Korkiakoski going into the pits. Sando Donadel going out. And unfortunately, Mikko overshot his pit box and he lost quite a bit of time there. Now he's on the jacks to change tires. Peter Backus in his pit stop didn't change tires. He came out in 3rd position with Alex Funnel behind him on new tires, and yeah, that's what you get if you can go through Eau Rouge and Radion with better tires. You'll end up faster at the end of the straight. So Peter Backus back down to 4th. Greg Metcalf came out in front of Alex Scott after the pit stops. Alex closed the gap down, and with his speed I think he might be having a look at Greg's 6th position, but he can't do it right now, so we'll see later on if he can make it past or not. Peter Backus down to 4th, and he's now in front of Sten Mikkel Olsen, going wide at Blanchimont again. Now he'll have to get his braking right. Ooh, a big bit of a slide, and he goes wide. Unfortunately, he has to let Steen go. He gained some advantage there. So Peter Backus down to 5th on his worn tires, and Greg Metcalf right up his tail now as well, ready to take 5th position around the outside here, just as we saw Nikola Simic do on the first lap. Very nice move, a lot of respect between these two drivers. Very nicely done. And Florian Kutz, he's still a lap down, but he's matching the pace of the top 5 or even the top 3, so he will be picking up places as we go. Now, Reinhard Berger went into the pits, didn't change tires. Mikko Korkiakoski, we saw that he lost a bit of time in the pits, came out some 20 seconds behind him, but on his fresher rubber, Mikko closed the gap down, and we are in the very last lap, and Mikko will have to make a move here going into Brussels. Now lock up from Reinhard, keeps it in front. Will Mikko stick it up the outside? Yes, he will. And they keep it together. Reinhard has a slide on his old worn tires, and he loses the first position of the race. So Mikko Korkiakoski in the last lap, a nail biter for him. He will finish this race in 1st position, and he will also take the URL-GT3 Drivers' Championship. Reinhard Berger will finish in 2nd position. 24 laps, and the gap was half a second. Alex Funnel in 3rd. Sten Mikkel Olsen will finish in 4th. Then Greg Metcalf and Peter Backus down to 6th. So he lost some positions with his pit strategy, not changing tires, and also Reinhard Berger suffered a bit from it. Then Alex Scott, Miguel Santiago Carao, Avik Panexander in 9th, very nice result for him. Florin Manolace in 10th position. Nikola Simic doing already some donuts in 11th. Sando Donadel in 12th. Florian Kutz made it up to 13th. Fabio Bartolai in 14th position. Michal Klisch in 15th. He had to retire from the race. And Tony Ukic, unfortunately, we lost due to a connection problem. And this just to show you the camaraderie and United Racers League. Peter Bacchus ended up with no fuel, some 100 meters before the start finish straight, and Florian Kutz, who has no positions to lose anymore, will push him over the line. So a very nice race at Spa, round 9 of this championship. Wrapping up the Drivers' Championship, Mikko Korkiakowski taking it. Here are the full results from Spa. Nothing I have to mention still. So very nice race, 16 drivers on the grid. And then all what's left is for me to invite you next week, season finale, round 10, to wrap up the Teams Championship. And we're flying to Japan, to the epic Suzuka circuit, so be there and join us. See you next week.